Coach, I mean, from what I've seen, I wasn't at a whole bunch of games or anything over the break, but in the press conferences that I watched, you seem happy with the team. Obviously, like you're winning games.
I'm a happy guy. I'm a happy guy. I'm a positive guy, happy guy. Got to fight it every day. I mean, we're getting better, and that was our the most important thing in terms of this stage of where we're at as a program. Our guys individually developing, and are we developing as a team? And I think the answer to both those questions is yes. There has to be an urgency with the work that we're putting in. And at the same time, there has to be a patience with the process. And that's a fine line that you have to walk. But I like the energy, the intensity our guys play with. I like the grit that our guys play with. I like the toughness that our guys play with. But we have to get better, and the guys bring it every single day. So that's the best way. Our daily habits are improving. And for our program, that's a key concept.
Alexis Yetser has turned into a double-double machine. Tell us about his progression this year from the beginning until now.
Well, he's always played with great energy, but, he's a prime example, the development of his skill package. Not just playing hard, but you can't teach the knack he has to get the ball. I'd like to take credit for it, I really would, but I can't. He's got that. That's an internal ability that he has. But putting him into position, him understanding our offense, where shots are coming from and different things like that. But he's able to shoot the ball better now. He's able to make some plays off the dribble better. He's gotten stronger. Zach Houghton, our strength coach, has done a great job with all our guys. But you look at where Lex was last year compared to now, just in terms of strength, it's a big jump. So all those things combined with the energy that he plays with is a pretty good combination.
Coach, what's the biggest challenge to get a team to move past a loss on a buzzer beater?
But we talk all the time about responding. That's the one thing we can't control. And usually if you respond well, the outcomes become good as well. But the key is to be able to respond even when you did some good things and you didn't get the outcome that you wanted. Our whole thing, from the summer with a lot of the stuff that we did as a team, we beat UConn. It doesn't matter. You got to get better. You lose on a buzzer beater to Tulsa. Right now, today, that doesn't matter. We have to get better. And our guys have really bought into that. And I think collectively, it's a pretty good group when it comes to responding. We say on the road, you have to play a little bit better. You have to do everything a little bit better. And although we did some good things, we weren't quite good enough. So now you come off a loss, it's kind of the same philosophy. Now you have to do everything a little bit better, and you have to respond well to a team that beat us pretty soundly here last year. I think have won 4 straight games in our arena. So for us, we need to be ready to go. And the thing we can't control is today's practice. We got to have a great spirited practice today, where we're tightening up some of the key issues that we had on Saturday, but also on Wednesday.
We talked about your success in getting to the free throw line, but now it's a matter of making them. Does it eat at you?
I mean, our whole thing, again, is to get there. You know what I mean? And then the guys are putting in the time. We lost the game because Tulsa got to the free throw line more than we did. First team all year long. And that was a big factor. A little bit because they play a zone, but a little bit because we weren't aggressive enough in driving some of those gaps in the zone and different things like that. So, with free throw shooting, it's always a delicate balance. Our guys are working on it. That's all we can ask them to do. Again, if you look at progression of players, for the most part, guys from the free throw line in particular continue to improve as they get more experience and play more. They shoot better as juniors and seniors than they do as freshmen and sophomores. And unfortunately for us, we have a lot of freshmen and sophomores playing.
Coach, can you talk about David Collins' development here, not only on the court, but off the court as well?
He's been great. He always tells the story as a sophomore and junior in high school. Division I coach, he was at a camp, and the Division I coach told him, that he thought he'd be a good Division II player, and he just kept working at it. He's a hard-working kid. He's got a great body, so he plays a physical brand of basketball, but he's improved in so many areas. He's better with the ball, defends better, shoots better, starting to get much better in terms of his basketball feel as well, which is critical for us. And the one thing we have to have him do, his role is much different. We need him as, a scorer with the ball in his hands, but also a scorer off the ball, coming off screens and reading defenses and so forth. And I think he's developing in that, and that's something that we need him to continue to improve in.
Q, it's not like he wasn't having a good season already, but his last 2 games, did you say something to him, or was it just sort of taken over?
So many times, coaches get probably too much credit or not enough credit, whatever the case might be. But he's just getting more comfortable in his role, and we talked to him the other day. There's no doubt about it. Him and David, in a lot of ways, set the tone and tempo for the team, and that means, a practice after the UConn game when everybody's patting each other on the back and people are excited, as well as they should be. We need to get back to business, and Q was great in those 2 practices. Very business-like, but still with great energy and a great focus. So I think just that maturity is really starting to show itself. He's a very competitive kid, and that's a trait that for us is imperative to continue to grow, because everything's contagious, and his attitude and his fight is contagious amongst our team.
There's a buzz around this program in town for like the first time in years. I know you guys are trying to take it one game at a time, but do you kind of step back and take it all in every so often?
Well, when you step back, you still look at the future of where we could get to, and how big the buzz could be. You know what I mean? And we're going to get there. And we just got to make sure that we're doing it along the right process, along the right path, because what you want to make sure that you do is it's built on solid rock and not sand. So when, because hey, this is a long season. There's going to be some adversity that we're going to have to face. You lose a couple games and or something, whatever else happens, you got to be able to fight through it. And that's why you can't get too far ahead of yourselves. But at the same time, we have a vision for what kind of program we want and what are the characteristics of that program. Obviously, winning is a big part of that. Playing in the postseason is a big part of that. But so is developing great teammates and developing great leaders and different things like that. So there's 5 or 6 key things that will mark. When we have those 5, then we'll have the program that we want, and then the wins and playing after the season and postseason stuff, all that stuff will take care of itself.
Coach, looking ahead.
What do you think most about this group so far?
Just, our toughness and our unselfishness. When you bring, just because of the nature of where we are at as a program, so many moving parts out there. We're playing 1 seniors in the playing group right now. You know what I mean? We only have 3 players that logged any minutes for us last year at all. So it's a constant dance of trying to figure out as we move forward. The biggest thing is if guys play with that toughness and play with that unselfishness, it eliminates a lot of the other issues that you have to deal with, and that speaks to the character of the guys. You know what I mean? And because that's something you have to fight every day. Unselfishness does not come natural for anybody. Not me, not anybody. We want our own self-interest. You have to fight that, and our guys fight it every day, which is a good fight to have.
Looking ahead to Tulane, how difficult to cover are Daniels and Cornish?
They're so aggressive and big and strong, and they can score in the post. They can score off the dribble, and they're at the 32 to 35% from the 3. So they make enough, and they shoot enough, and are aggressive enough. They can really get it going. So we have to do a great job on them in terms of keeping our chest in front of them all the time, not giving them any easy baskets, because they're both high-level scorers. You know, Daniels as a sophomore, projection-wise, as a junior and senior is going to be a top 10 scorer, top 5 scorer in our league. Cornish right now is averaging 18 points a game in our league. He's going to be a top 10 scorer in the league this year. So you have to do a great job. And then the one thing is, with Siak, he killed us last year, averaged 20 points in the 2 games that we played. You know, so they offensively, they have a lot of weapons that if you don't play our style of our defense, they're going to be able to take advantage of us.
Thanks.
All good?